It's time for Team Venom to cross the line.
Firstly, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. It's really awesome being able to catch up with you. As I was just saying to you before we started this, it was 4 years ago when we last spoke. At that point, you were an X Division champion, and you've since become a three-time X Division champion and a three-time tag champion. You said two years ago about how you wanted to be a Triple Crown champion in TNA, and so you had the world title aspirations. With the amount of titles that you've won so far, how close do you think you are to reaching that next level?
I'm as close as I'll ever be before I do it. I think I got seven different championships under my belt total in TNA, including the Super X Cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah. And I could be a Triple Crown if I catch that world title 3 times.
With TNA Plus being quite a new app that's out there for international viewers like myself, what matches would you recommend people check out?
You know, I have had a really long, intense relationship with the Rascals. We really came up in some dirt together way back in 2016 and 17. You know, we were all just kids clawing for an opportunity, and all of us ended up in the Midwest at Rockstar Pro. And Trey's first championship title win at Rockstar Pro Wrestling in Dayton, Ohio, was for the American Lucha Core Championship, and he beat me in a 5-way match. He pinned me in a 5-way match for it. And ever since that day in 2017, I think maybe early 2017, ever since that day, we have been we've been like Batman and the Joker. You know what I'm saying? We've been just locked, tied together on this ascent up the wrestling ladder. And so, yeah, going back to TNA Plus, I think the app's incredible. I think that the adjustments and the improvements that have been made to it are stellar. And the app is the only way that I personally consume the content, and it's amazing. And I think the best stuff to go back and check out, especially in regards to me, is going to be pretty much any match that me and Trey Miguel had when we were feuding over the X Division title a few years ago. Any of those matches are going to be worth the watch. Him and I have an undeniable, unfortunate chemistry. He's a thorn, as much as he's a thorn in my side. You know, we bring out the best of each other. I think that both. I think we wrestled Subculture twice, 2 or 3 times. Both of those matches are good. The Under Siege match is really good, and I think that it sort of improved their how they were viewed, especially to TNA after that match that they had with us at Under Siege. So that's definitely a good one. Motor City Machine Guns versus ABC. Any of them are going to be good, but especially Ultimate X Rebellion. That's one of my personal favorites. Yeah, lots of great stuff on that app. I mean, it's endless.
Well, with you saying about Trey Miguel specifically, recently him and the rest of the Rascals have been putting in an appearance on WWE's NXT, as well as a few other TNA talents such as Joe Hendry and Frankie Kazarian and Jordan Grace. What have you thought of the TNA and NXT crossover so far, and is it something that you're looking to get involved with yourself?
I think that it's been so. I think it's been done so well, and I think it's been mutually beneficial. And I think that it's been really refreshing and really nice to see business happen this way. And Chris Bay and I are no strangers to the crossover theme. You know, him and I have been pillars, have been representatives of this company in huge ways across the world. Independently, we've represented the company to the highest degree. And in New Japan, we represented this company to the highest degree. And so as soon as NXT is ready to really see the best of TNA, our phones are going to ring. And yeah, there's definitely no doubt about that. And what else was I going to say? Oh, right. The Rascal situation is interesting. I am very surprised by Wes Lee's recent actions. That's definitely that. I never saw that coming. I didn't expect it. I can't say that I did not smile when I saw it. But hey, look, Wes Lee's got to do what's best for Wes Lee, and I got all the respect in the world for that.
I know we've mentioned about the amount of times you've won the X Division title and tag team championships. You won most of those while the company was Impact, before it was rebranded to TNA earlier this year. How have you felt about the TNA rebrand now that we're 7 or 8 months into it?
It's been, I think it was the right move at the right time. I think if we would, it wouldn't have worked earlier. We had a lot of work to do to clean up the name, and I think we did that work. And then I think that the transition this year was, it happened at the perfect time. It gave us a perfect launching point. We were ready for it. The talent was ready for it. The staff, the production staff, the bosses, everybody, we were ready for it at the right time. And yeah, the title runs have been really interesting. I won the X Division Championship when it was blue color. Then while I had it, it was repainted red. And then when I lost it, they got a new belt completely that was red. And then I got the new belt. So I had like 3 different versions of the X Division title in my 3 reigns, which was really fun. And then with the Impact tag titles, we had Impact. And then when we had the Impact tag titles the second time, we were the final Impact champions when the rebrand happened. And then we were the first TNA tag champions. And that obviously meant the world to us to be that starting point. And then now we've got them for the 3rd time. So, yeah, it's been such a ride. And I'm definitely interested in holding the TNA version of the X Division title at least once. And the world title is not ever far from my thoughts.
Cool. Like, your recent tag title victory came at Slammiversary, where quite a few titles changed hands. We saw Speedball Mike Bailey get the X Division Championship, and we saw Nick Nemeth become the World Heavyweight Champion. What were your thoughts on those matches and the title changes?
Slammiversary was big for so many of us for so many reasons. I think the system falling apart is exactly what the company needed. And I think that it was such a strong show, which is so important for us right now, still in this. I mean, as you said, we're how many months into the TNA rebrand? But still, it's still early in it. It's still early in the game for all of this, and so that was such a strong show. But for me personally, it was really huge as well, because in my career so far, it seems like Bound for Glory is where Ace is up, and Slammiversary is where Ace is down. I have not had the best track record with Slammiversary since I started. Most of my success seems to come around the Bound for Glory time. and then and then something happens when Slammiversary comes around that sort of just screws up my my flow. So this victory at Slammiversary, our third tag title win, is my first Slammiversary victory, if I'm not mistaken, in my career so far, and that means that means everything.
Right. Well, I'll wrap this up with you with one last question. You've been with TNA for quite a while now. As we mentioned, one of the pillars of the X Division, representing the company with Chris Bay in New Japan as part of the Bullet Club, and so many other highlights. Is there anyone on the roster that you haven't faced that you're looking forward to facing in the future?
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that would be an amazing match, to be fair.
Yeah, that's been my dream match since day one, and it's been huge. It's probably like I mean, having Rob Van Dam in the locker room was like really, really incredible for the young version of me. And Jeff Hardy is kind of the pinnacle of that for me as a young fan. So yeah, that's oh yeah, that one's coming.
Nice. I liked how that was just a very quick, easy answer as well. Just yeah, Jeff.
It's probably the one I have to think the least about.
Fair. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for your time. That was awesome.